Western Michigan wins its first Frozen Four hockey title, beating Boston University a score of 6-2. Okay. So they win by 4 goals, right? And their first Frozen Four hockey title. And this is the player right here that's going to be featured in this article. This is Owen Michaels. Didn't hesitate after watching his shot slide into the open net with more than 2 minutes left to essentially seal Western Michigan's first Frozen Four title in its first championship game. The sophomore forward made a beeline toward the bench and hurdled the boards to jump into a pile of celebrating teammates. Here's a quote. "I'm not sure what I was screaming, but just a ton of emotions," Michael said, with a piece of the goal net sticking out from under his national championship hat following the 6-2 victory over Boston University on Saturday night. "And that goal was not about me one bit," he added. "It was about the team and this group and doing something this program's never done, so I just wanted to be with the guys." And he scored 2 goals on the night against Boston University. Separated himself from his teammates over a 3-day stretch. He was voted the Frozen Four's outstanding player after scoring 4 times, Okay, so let me finish this. After scoring 4 times, including 26 seconds into double overtime of a 3-2 victory over defending champion Denver in the semifinals Thursday night. So that's another 4, right? So they win by 4 goals in this game over Boston University, and it's the Frozen Four, right? And he was voted the Frozen Four's outstanding player after scoring 4 times, including 26 seconds into double overtime of that victory against Denver, okay? So a lot of 4s right there. All right. And look at this in the language right here. The Western Michigan University Broncos. Look at 179. This is the team he's on. And look at his name, Owen Michaels. You get 197. Okay? Now it's not like it's an exact match, but look at that. It looks very similar, doesn't it? 179, 197. You just flip the 7 and the 9. This is the team he plays for. He's got that 34 on the jersey, okay? And his last name equates to 34 in the language. Michaels equals 34. Look at how his team, Western Michigan, they got 34 wins. You see that? Amazing, right? Okay, and now look, they win and the score is 6-2 over Boston University. In the language, Owen Michaels equals 62. And I mentioned a few times, look at this, including 26 seconds into double overtime of this victory, this other game against Denver Thursday night. So 26 seconds into double overtime, 26. Look at the score of this game, 2-6. And again, the 26 is the 62 reversed. Owen Michaels 62. And what do you think about this? This is the Western Michigan University Broncos. You see that? And they had a victory Thursday over Denver. What do you think about that? We know in the NFL that it's the Denver Broncos, right? But the actual hockey name for Denver, oh man, I think it's like the Pioneers or something. But isn't that interesting? We get the Bronco hockey team. They pick up a victory over Denver on Thursday, the hockey team, and you see the Denver Bronco logo right there. I want to actually catch the name. It starts with a Denver right here. I think it's like the Pioneers. Yeah, there it is right there. You see? So you get the Denver Pioneers, and the Broncos pick up the victory over the Denver Pioneers. And then you got the Broncos right there in the NFL. That's just interesting, isn't it? Beyond interesting. And of course, it's a 2-week, 6-day span from this game to Owen Michaels' birthday. You see that? He's got the May 1st birthday. He's already got a birthday on the world stage. All right? A lot of times with these players, you may not get a birthday. But the game's April 12th. This was Saturday. Take that date, go to his birthday, May 1st, a 2-week, 6-day span, and even Frozen 4 hockey title. And it's right in the title. Look, equals 101, the 26th prime number. Check that out. 26, 26, 26. The score 2-6. Owen Michaels equals 62. Look at that. And then everything connecting here as well with his jersey number. You see, we get the language, we get the standings. You know, the 26 seconds into double overtime with the victory over Denver. They're the Broncos. They beat the Denver Pioneers. When you think of Denver, you think of the Denver Broncos in football. His birthday factors in, and his birthday plays another part as we go forward. His mom, he has 2 older siblings, Bridget and Maggie. You get Maggie M, Michaels M with their last name. He's born in May M, and he plays for Western Michigan, Michigan M. Okay? Now look at his birthday. Look at how this connects to my last breakdown. Okay? Well, first, look at this. Isn't this amazing? So he's got the May 1st birthday, 5-1. Owen equals 51 and 15. His 5-1 birthday, May 1st, 51 and 15 date numerology. I just did this Mariah Carey breakdown. She's got like a new 20-year anniversary, like deluxe album dropping. And you know what's interesting about that? On the Fly, that also drops in May with this guy's birthday. But look, there was all 15s and 51s with that breakdown. Because that article, and don't forget the article on the Mariah Carey story. Look, it was by Mariah Sherman. You see that in the bottom left? What are the chances? But the Emancipation of Mimi, the 20-year anniversary, and this new release set with the deluxe album. Look, the Emancipation of Mimi, 115 like 15. And that was 15 days after her birthday. That article hit. And even Rihanna was in that breakdown, you see? At this Christmas tour, at the final date in Brooklyn, Rihanna was in the front row. Look at Rihanna's last birthday, the 51st day of the year. It says she wanted me to sign her breasts, Carrie said. I was trying to do it neatly and it didn't come out right. Look, breasts equals 51. And it was a 5-week, 1-day span from Rihanna's last birthday this year, February 20, to Mariah's birthday. A 5-week, 1-day span from start to end. And that's Mariah, even with the birthday in March, M-A-R, March, Mariah, M-A-R. You see that? All with the language. How does breast really equal 105 and 51? Look at that. That's a fact. So look, these two back-to-back stories have these same numbers, okay? And there was a lot of stuff in that Mariah breakdown. But they even had Rihanna in the title. It was kind of like a Q&A. Look at that, though. 105, 51, 51, 51, 15 and 51, 115, 15 days after the birthday. Owen, 51 and 15. Also, 51-15 date numerology on his birthday. Even Michaels, Mariah, I mentioned all the M's earlier. The May birthday, 5-1. Amazing, right? And this came together rather simple. There's going to be more. Simply. I will be off to work. I feel a little bit better today. Had a couple of rough days. Off to work, hopefully off for a couple of days after this. About to get another cup of coffee. But yeah, look at that. And we'll look at the box score just to see, because they scored 6 goals. So he had 2 of the 6. That's amazing with the 26s, right? He had 2 of 6 goals. Amazing, right? Look at that. Boom. And you see, okay, and this was in St. Louis, it looks like. Missouri, M. Another M. Now let's look at the box score real quick. Maybe we catch something on the fly. I don't know. All right, let me see if I can zoom in. All right, so Wyatt Shingaith, he kicked off the scoring with the goal for Western Michigan. Cole Kreuzberg Rosine had a goal. Ty Hendricks. Also, Eero Hakkarainen. And then you see the 2 goals, both in the third period, by Owen Michaels. So the star of this game. It's not a coincidence. You saw how those numbers landed. Okay? It's like a lottery. And who had 2 goals for Boston University? Cole Iserman. Look, there's 2 Coles here, 1 on each team. Semi-interesting, right? Shane LaChance picks up a goal. So are they like complete champions then? The Frozen Four? Is that like the final like playoff tournament in NCAA? Boston University 24-14-2. I guess on the season. Right there. Let me go over to the calculator real quick. Look at how Boston equals 32 right there. Even Boston equals 32, and that's the score of the game against Denver on Thursday. A 3-2 victory over defending champion Denver in the semifinals. Western Michigan had on Thursday night. So you get that 32 there just when I put it in Boston. I was thinking I was putting in Boston College earlier when I was doing this. Oh, look at this even. Boston University has 95. And hockey equals 95. And look, Masters equals 95. Check that out. And the Masters were going on right now. I don't know if they ended. But look at that, 95. And you know what? We had 95 breakdowns all up in the Mariah Carey decode as well. I'm going to pull that up. Because this grunge album, look at this. Look at that, Mariah Carey 195, Someone's Ugly Daughter, this grunge album. And it was kind of creepy because it said it was released under another name, of which is creepy. But look at the release, 9595, and Mariah Carey equals 95, and that was released 5 months, 9 days after her birthday. You see that? In 95. Someone's Ugly Daughter. So that's, look at that. So again, it connects to that story. And Masters even has the M with the golf tournament, the golf major's got a M. What's Boston University's nickname? I swear I was putting Boston College when I was doing the research. Boston University NCAA nickname. Let's put logo. The Terriers. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I guess I was doing it right. That's cool, right? Terriers. Is that how it's spelled? Look at it, almost hits with the date. This game was on the 12th day of the 4th month. So look how close that was to 124. Pretty cool, right? Just put Terriers. Right. Look at Terriers has that 59. Even to connect right there, the 5th day of the 9th month with that Mariah grunge album or whatever the hell. Man, that was creepy. Because it's saying right there again, if and when you are inducted, will you finally release the 90s grudge album? But then it said it was released, and it was released under another name. So, I mean, I still can't figure that out. So that was wild. But yeah, the 59 even hits again there. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. This absolutely undeniable. Is the Frozen Four the final the final tournament? Remember we had that Four Nations tournament won by Canada. Since 1999, the semifinals and championship game of the tournament have been branded as the Frozen Four, a reference to the NCAA's longtime branding. And remember, we had the Four Nations tournament with the NHL players and their countries. And Canada beat the U.S. All right, and we had all the some fours in this breakdown as well. Look at that. And that game was 3-2. Look at that right there. Ooh, it was on Rihanna's birthday? Wait a minute. Look at this. US falls in overtime to Canada 3-2. Remember, Boston equals 32. Western Michigan University beat Denver on Thursday 3-2. You get the 4 connection. And look at that. It says Team USA takes on Canada in championship game Thursday. I can't quite remember the dates of all that. But look, it says 220. right there. That's freaking Rihanna's birthday. And she's connected here with the Mariah Carey trending story. And I just showed you all of that. Look, she's got the 220 birthday. God damn it. Shit. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Not trying to, trying to keep it simple. What the hell? Damn it, man. That's wild, isn't it? And they're just going over some other things with the game. We're not going to look at the goals at this moment. But damn, right? Holy crap. So Western Michigan wins its first Frozen Four hockey title, beating Boston University 6-2. Shout out to y'all. I'll be seeing y'all later. Once again, until then, peace.